5 shocking things you didn't know about Django Unchained. Number 1. Leonardo DiCaprio genuinely cut his hand open during a scene. Calvin Candy, played by DiCaprio, explains the pseudoscience of phrenology near the end of the film after discovering that Django and Schultz are attempting to trick him into releasing Broomhilda, played by Kerry Washington. In his rage, the character slams his hand against a table. During the take shown in the film, DiCaprio accidentally sliced his hand open on a small piece of broken glass. Despite the fact that his hand was bleeding, the actor continued with the scene. Producer Stacey Sher told Variety in 2012, Leo had slammed his hand on the table countless times, and he moved his hand further and he crushed a crystal cordial glass. She then added, blood was dripping down his hand. He never broke character. He kept going. He was in such a zone. It was very intense. He required stitches. According to Cher, when the scene was over, the cast and crew gave him a standing ovation. She then clarified, not because he cut himself. She then explained, because in that scene he had pages and pages of monologue. His performance was masterful. His level of commitment is extraordinary. According to Tarantino, the shocking sight of blood resulted in an intensity that was ideal for the scene. This in turn inspired a later scene in which Candy wipes blood from Broomhilda's face. This story beat, however, was shot separately, allowing for the use of fake blood. Number 2. Will Smith turned down the chance to play Django. Tarantino had a number of actors in mind when he was writing the script for Django. At the top of the list was Will Smith, whom he met in New York while the A-lister was filming Men in Black 3, eager to discuss the possibility, but was turned down. Smith told GQ in 2021, I've always avoided making films about slavery. He then added, in the early part of my career, I didn't want to show black people in that light. I wanted to be a superhero, so I wanted to depict black excellence alongside my white counterparts. I wanted to play roles that you would give to Tom Cruise. In a 2015 interview with The Hollywood Reporter, Smith addressed Django itself. He explained, it was about the creative direction of the story. To me, it's as perfect a story as you could ever want. A guy that learns how to kill to retrieve his wife that has been taken as a slave. That idea is perfect. And it was just that Quentin and I couldn't see eye to eye. After he passed, Tarantino put several other name actors through his unique casting process before settling on Fox. Number 3. Controversial Django Unchained action figures were pulled. Following the release of the film, the National Entertainment Collectibles Association began producing a line of 6 action figures based on Django characters: Django, Broomhilda, Dr. King Schultz, Calvin Candy, Steven, and Butch Pooch dolls, each costing around $30 at retail. While collectors' toys have long made action figures from R-rated films, the Django themes of slavery and extreme violence did not help. Both the National Action Network and Project Islamic Hope announced boycotts of the collectibles, calling them offensive. Others chastised the action figures for creating play toys about slavery. Reverend K.W. Tullos of the National Action Network said to the New York Daily News, the movie is for adults, but these are action figures that appeal to children. We don't want other individuals to utilize them for entertainment, to make a mockery of slavery. Soon after the controversy began making headlines, the Weinstein Company asked that production of the dolls be stopped. However, 1,000 dolls had already been sent to stores prior to the cancellation, allowing fans to obtain them. They are currently available on auction sites such as eBay, where they appear to be selling for hundreds of dollars each. Number 4. Jamie Foxx rode his own horse in the movie. Foxx was an accomplished horse rider and owner of several steeds prior to landing Django. 4 years prior to filming, Foxx was given a horse named Cheetah as a birthday present, which he later learned to ride. He told Total Film in 2012, I always say great projects like Django parallel your life. He then added, about 4.5 years ago, I got a horse for my birthday and I started riding, and next thing you know, I run into this cinematic genius. I call him Quentin Tarantino. He says he has a Western and I said, well, I happen to have my own horse. Like I said, great things like that can happen. Cheetah was renamed Tony in the film and delivered a magnificent performance. Despite doing the occasional rodeo, Foxx found some filming moments terrifying. He had to ride without a saddle at one point, with the horse galloping at 28 miles per hour. Things worsened when Tarantino required another take, forcing Foxx to go through the terrifying ordeal once more. Number 5. Original Django actor Franco Nero has a cameo. Tarantino is a big fan of Italian director Sergio Corbucci, and many of his spaghetti westerns were important influences for Django Unchained. One movie in particular was influential, and that was the 1966 film Django. The title character in this film, played by Franco Nero, seeks vengeance for the murder of his former lover. This was the actor's breakthrough role, and it cemented his reputation in both Hollywood and Italy. In a nod to the original Django and the actor himself, Nero has a brief cameo in Unchained. Foxx's character drinks and converses with a man in the bar scene where Django and Schultz first meet Candy. This mysterious man inquires about Django's name, which he confirms before declaring the D is silent. Nero's character replies, "I know," and walks away. It's a minor role, but it's a clever nod to the film's spaghetti western forefathers.